guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with my Flower Fairy ephemera. We've made quite a few bits of Flower Fairy ephemera in recent times. Hopefully it's much more recent for you. For me, it's several weeks ago, but yeah, we're just going to kind of dig it all back out. So I've got a funny feeling that I've maybe mislaid some. So yeah, I'll have to dig around kind of after the video. But I wanted to come along and actually start making a Flower Fairy journal. So I've always wanted to kind of make a Flower Fairy journal. I haven't ever made one. So yeah, I thought let's come along and use some of the bits and pieces that we have been making. So I've got these two journals which are bound, you know, already. And I just want to decide which journal I think is going to be better. Now, the ephemera that we have made so far, it's not sort of one particular colour scheme. It's, you know, yeah, a variety of different colour schemes. So, you know, I think we would be okay with either of these. Weirdly enough, now I've put it down, I'm kind of veering more towards the blue. When I pulled them out, I thought, oh, it's definitely going to be the pink one. But yeah, I'm actually now thinking maybe the blue. So let's just have a quick look inside. This one has been bound using some of, I think they're my Rutherford Grange digi papers, which I thought would actually be really rather nice with the Flower Fairy stuff. But yeah, in my head, I obviously hadn't really remembered quite how much blue I had incorporated into the Flower Fairy pieces that we've made. So yeah, I'm now thinking perhaps they would be better with the bluer themed journal. Although that's quite a nice sort of contrast on there, isn't it? I mean, I'm not suggesting that that's the piece that I would definitely use on this page, but you know, if I were to use it, I'm just kind of seeing how the colours would marry up with the pinks and greens. Obviously, I've pulled along some ready-made ephemera as well that we might kind of just pull in here as well. I mean, it doesn't go so brilliantly with this, I have to say. Although, actually, now I'm putting it down, you know, without the blue, actually, it's okay. I've got some pinky pages. I've got this. I mean, that looks quite pretty on there, doesn't it? Let me just have a look now at the blue one and see what I think to the blue. So, yeah. I mean, that's quite pretty on there, isn't it? Let's see what other bits we've got. Oh, that's gorgeous on there. Oh, I'm going to have to go for the blue, I think, because the blue is just literally, you know, yeah, it's just catching my eye a bit more than the pink and green one. So, yep. Okay, right, decision made. So we're going to go with this blue one. Now, just need to double check that, do I have a front and a back? So this, I think, is going to be the front of this cover. Now I'm just going to glue that down because it's obviously got sort of bent up while it's been, you know, just ready bound in my stash. So I haven't done anything, obviously, as you can see, with the insides of the front and the back covers. So obviously, you know, need to tackle those. So I think what I'm going to do is just start by placing a few bits through the book where I may or may not put them. But that's just to give me an idea, really, of how many more things I'm going to need to create. You know, because yeah, I've created quite a bit of ephemera to get us started. Sorry, I'm losing my words today. Quite a bit of ephemera to get us started, but you know, obviously I don't have that much, you know, nowhere near enough for a complete journal. So, you know, I just want to kind of have a look and see how many more bits I might need to actually do. So maybe I would have this piece on this page. Okie dokie. So yeah, just placing them, you know, and obviously these will probably get moved around yet. You know, they probably aren't going to stay where I've put them. I'm just, you know, popping them down any old place really, just to give me an idea. So this is my centre of the signature. So yeah, let's just see. Could have her on there. She's quite pretty, isn't she? Okay. So again, you know, just kind of, yeah, going through the book. Oh, she's really pretty on there, actually. You know, just placing them in. But like I say, I mean, the chances are they're probably going to get moved around anyway. You know, it's very rare that I go with my first instincts when it comes to ephemera. Now, that might be all that I've actually got in the way of Flower Fairy ephemera. So definitely, I've mislaid a couple of pieces because I'm sure absolutely sure that we did more than that in the Flower Fairies. So yeah, I'm going to have to obviously dig out some more Flower Fairy ephemera. Oops, I can just see a couple here actually. Oh look, it's all buried under here. I knew that I'd done some more. Oh, honestly, why didn't I look here first? That should have been my first thing, was have a look under that pile on my desk. Honestly, when I dug it out, I thought, well, that's really weird. I don't feel like that's all I've done using the Flower Fairies. I felt like I'd made really a lot of stuff. Oh, and of course this now is quite pink and green, and probably would look better in the pink and green one. Oh, why didn't I dig this out first? Oh, look, I've actually got loads now. I've actually thoroughly looked for some. But I mean, that, to be fair, it looks pretty on there as well, doesn't it? So yeah, let's just kind of, place them around. Oh, that was that lovely pocket that I just, yeah, really, really loved the look of that one. Let me just see, because I'm now thinking something else in the centre. I mean, that's really pretty on there, to be honest. Oh, I might have to have that one in the centre, as that was my favourite piece that I'd made. It feels like it should have, a prominent position in here somewhere. So, oh, that's got the bow at the top, making it quite tall. So I'm thinking this probably would benefit from being, on the inside or the outside cover, because of course then it's going to be actually tall enough to take that piece. So yeah, let's just have a quick look through. Oh, honestly, I can't believe that, I nearly ploughed ahead and just thought that was all that I had. Goes to show, doesn't it, that, must never just trust your first look. Always look more thoroughly. If you're me, you may not need to do those types of things so much, because maybe you're not as messy as me. But yeah, definitely from my point of view, that could have been a disaster. Oh dear, can't now even separate the pages. So yeah, I could have that on there. It's very pretty, isn't it, on there? So yeah, I've actually got quite a lot, haven't I? So yeah, it turns out that we actually had made quite a bit. So like I say, I probably will move some of these bits around yet. They probably won't stay where they are, but it's just so that I can gauge how I'm getting on. Do I have much more to make, or actually, have we made a pretty good start? I think we've made an okay start. But there is obviously lots more to make yet. So yeah, and like I say, I'm probably going to move bits around in here. It's unlikely that it's going to just stay as it is. Right, now I'm just going to pull in. Sorry, I don't seem to be able to speak today for some reason. Oh dear. Right, pull in or dig out my Flower Fairy book. Because we may want to have some Flower Fairies and things like torn up in the backgrounds. So, and like these, where they're very big images, I mean, they're so lovely, aren't they? I'd quite like to incorporate some things like this. But obviously they're too big really for just a standard page. So what I could do is, like on the inside of the front cover, actually have this image on that inside of the front cover. So, I mean, that's kind of an idea for doing that, isn't it? So let's just cut that down. I mean, obviously I probably wouldn't put a pocket then on here. Not saying definitely, but yeah, probably wouldn't. Okay. Making a horrible job of cutting this again. So, yeah, excuse the shoddy cutting. Like that. And yeah, just at the bottom. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty monstrous to have that on a page. I mean, it's actually wider than the page. It would take up the whole page, which is fine. I mean, I guess you could do that, but I'm thinking could have it more as a feature you know, on the front or the back cover. So just checking that one. And then let's just check on this, because I want to just see which one it's likely to go better with. Is there one it goes better with than the other? Yeah, maybe that, maybe that. And so let's just come back to here. So this would go then on the inside of the front cover with this next to it. But again, you know, I may switch these around. So yeah. So let's do the inside of the back cover. You know, seems like a strange place to start, I know, but yeah. So obviously this has all been, you know, had fabric collaged and things onto this. So it's got a lot of stitching and things, which of course we're going to cover up, you know, by putting our piece down. Now, just want to decide if this is going to go like higher. Is it going to go more in the middle? I think probably higher, like that. Looks quite pretty. Thinking tear this down, and I might then be able to actually have this overlaid. So let's have a look. If it doesn't intrude on the picture too much, that is. Well, it seems okay. Yep, that seems okay, doesn't it? So, I mean, that looks really pretty, and I love the way that torn edge looks on top of that. It just looks gorgeous, doesn't it? So I'm just going to trim this down slightly so that I can tuck it under there properly. Like that. Okay. And then I've just got sort of a bit more room to play with. Yeah, so I'm going to pop that down there like that. And then, of course, we're going to do something down here because I don't like, obviously, that, you know, that edge showing. I have got this torn off bit. I don't think that's going to look quite right. Oh, it actually looks a lot better than I expected. I thought it was going to look really, really terrible. It actually doesn't look that bad. So, yeah, maybe even finish it with that. So, yeah, let's glue this down in the first instance because I think that's the natural starting point. So, yeah. So let me know in the comments below. Have you ever made a flower fairy journal? You know, if so, what type of journal was it? Was it like an altered book or, you know, a ring-bound journal? Was it, you know, soft cover? How did it turn out? Did you like it? Was it for you? Did you, you know, did you sell it? Maybe it was a custom journal or something. I mean, the flower fairy images are just gorgeous, aren't they? So, yeah, definitely has been on my list of something that, you know, I wanted to do. Oh, I've got a bit of a sore throat today. You know, I feel fine. So, yeah, please don't worry. You know, I feel absolutely fine. But, yeah, just got a bit of a sore throat. So I hope I'm not going to go down with something. So there just always seems to be so much stuff going around, but yeah, touch wood, I will avoid it. So, right, just pressing this down first of all with my, you know, dry wipe. The reason being is because obviously this has got lots of stitching, so I just want to kind of make sure it's really glued down quite nicely before I go gung-ho with my glue spreader, because I don't want to kind of like, you know, tear the page or anything amongst that stitching. So, oh, now I can't find my glue spreader. It's going to be one of those videos, so I'll just apologise now. And I completely get it. If you would rather not be joining me for this chaos today, that's fine too. I don't blame you. Yeah, it's going to be one of those days. Oh, well, that's all I seem to have right now. So, yeah, let's just spread that out. Like I say, I just need to be a little bit careful because it has got all that stitching. I have to say, these flower fairy pages, they're quite thick. You know, they're not really flimsy pages. So, I mean, hopefully it's all good anyway. But, yeah, just wanted to be a little bit careful. So, that looks really pretty, doesn't it? Now, here, this little bit of paper bag isn't quite going the full height of that page. So, I'm just going to just ink that slightly, so that anywhere where it might show, it's not now bright white. It's at least, you know, kind of, yeah, distressed colour. Now, this one, do I want this over or under? Again, it probably really doesn't matter, but, you know, as junk journalers, we want to have it the best way that we can, don't we? So, yeah, kind of thinking actually might have to go like that. Yeah, so I'm just going to tear this down here. Oops. Okay. Now, I probably am going to have some ruffle or lace or something at this edge anyway. So, you know, if you're thinking, oh, that looks a bit tatty, it doesn't matter. It's going to be kind of covered up anyway. So, just going to glue this down. Yeah, I don't want to be too matchy-matchy in this journal. You know, I want to incorporate lots of different colours because these flower fairies are so gorgeous, and you do get all the different coloured ones. You know, you get the purple ones, the peach ones, the blue ones, you know, all the different colours, and of course all the flowers on the pages of the flower fairy pages. So I'm going to try and be a little bit sort of more flexible, I guess, with my approach and my colour scheme. So, okay, right, so we'll just press this one down now. I love how that torn edge looks. Doesn't that just look gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous, I have to say. Really, really pretty on there. Now, I have got this flip down. I just wondered whether we could have had it actually glued onto this, but I think it's a bit weird, but well, I guess we could, but perhaps not. I've also got some of that masterboard that we made using the scrapbook papers, so I might be able to incorporate that as a little corner tuck, because again, you know, that's quite good colour on this page, isn't it? So yeah, maybe we will have something like that. And then I've got these flower trims, which I just thought these are going to bring in the blue from the facing page. So we could have something kind of blue on here, which just kind of then marries the two halves together. Obviously, yeah, we were thinking of having that on there, but I might swap that for a different one, because actually it might be that I need to pull in something with a bit more of the colours that we've got here. But that looks quite pretty to me. Now, I've got some gorgeous lace here in this peachy colour. Again, I don't know whether this is going to be quite right, but I thought colour-wise this is lovely. You know, with kind of the wings and the hat and things like that, but maybe it doesn't look as lovely as I had hoped once it's on there. Just have a look. I'm just literally pulling in anything and everything that's kind of laying around on the desk, thinking, oh, you know, I'll try that. Just anything that I think, oh, well, it might go. So just got here some of my I think this is the springtime gallery, or it could be the springtime, the Victorian springtime, or the Victorian springtime, or the Victorian gallery. I'm not sure which, I'm afraid. But yeah, we could, because I'm just wondering, would this look better up in that corner? Let's just tear this down. I thought that would look lovely, but maybe this would look better. Oh, I don't know. Oh, don't you just hate it when you can't quite get something to pull together as you'd hoped? Oh, I quite like that. I know that's super strange, but there's something really cute about those two kind of corners. And then actually, you know, we could maybe have like, you know, they're a bit like curtains, aren't they? So let's just ink this up. Let me get rid of this purple. I don't know what that's from, but something else anyway, that I was obviously doing yesterday. I can't even remember what. I mean, that's just how forgetful I am. I can't actually even remember what it was that I had been working on yesterday. So just going to ink this a little bit just to tone that grey down. little bit here. Yeah, I mean, that's really weird. I never would have thought of doing those, but oh my goodness, how cute does that look with the two corners? Because they do just look like sort of curtains, just framing that image. Now this, oh, sorry, just dropping everything off my desk. This corner, I don't want to go right into the fold. Oops, she says as she puts it right into the fold. Because it may just make it difficult for folding in. And when I say difficult, what I'm saying is after a while, this piece of, you know, paper would end up with a sort of creased edge where it keeps on hitting into like the spine here. So although it's tempting to go right up, you know, because that's going to obviously, you know, look better, it's only going to look better in the short term. Long term, it's actually going to look pretty rubbish because it's going to end up kind of folding the paper up slightly. So yeah, I'm just going to resist the urge to do that. So like that, okay. Hopefully that's glued down. And then this one, oh, I love how that looks. It's so, so pretty. And of course, then you've got the tuck spot there and the tuck spot there, which just, oh, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So just going to glue this one down. Okay. Oops, excuse my head if my head's in the way at all, but I'm just trying to get it as close as I can to the, you know, edges of the page. Okay. Oh, I love how that looks. I don't think I've ever done that before. I have done this before here. I used to quite often tear and do like a double at the bottom. Haven't done that for a long time either, I've got to say. But yeah, I've never ever, I think, put kind of two and smaller ones like this, and especially at the top of a page. But just on here, that looks so cute, doesn't it? I really, really, really love it. Okay, so this blue flower, I mean, we could have the blue flower there, which is just quite sweet. The only thing is where it's not quite in the centre, which is, you know, it's fine. I didn't want them centred. The flower then looks very obviously not centred, if you see what I mean. So it maybe actually looks a bit weird. So yeah, perhaps we won't bother. Might put something on here in a minute. We'll just have a look. So I've got some labels and things like that. So, oh, it's got this butterfly. That was just like loitering around from something else. Okay, let's just take this label down. Oh, it's really chilly today. Again, I know I say this all the time, but yeah, I'm filming ahead. So if it's blazing hot sunshine here in the UK, honestly, I'm not fibbing. It's quite cold today as I'm filming this. I mean, it is kind of spring, but you know, while I'm filming this, it is spring. But yeah, it just feels a bit nippy today compared to the days, you know, previously. It's been, you know, gradually warming up, and yeah, today just feels a little bit chilly. Right, just having a look to see, because I'm not probably going to use that green butterfly, but I'm just going to see if I've got another one. This one's quite a good one, I think. These butterflies are all just from my Junk Journal Basics kind of essential kit. I mean, I just love having a variety of different butterflies, to be honest, because, you know, for me, I just think you can never have too many butterflies, you know. They're such a pretty addition. They hardly ever look wrong. You know, no matter what you put them on, they always look pretty and always look right. So, yeah, to have kind of lots of different choices is just, yeah, really good. Oh, do you know, I thought that was going to look really great on there because I thought it was going to bring the blue in from the page, you know, over the other side. But actually, I'm not so sure now. I'm not sure. Still not quite sure either what to put on this bottom bit. So I'm just going to have a look and see what I've got laying around. So I've got some of this vintage doily, which we could have down there. Like I'd said before, I probably am going to switch this out actually now with something different because I feel like I need something with more these types of colours. So let's just have a quick flick through, see what other pieces I've got. I mean, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Let me just check through, because I mean, sometimes I think, you know, you can find a piece that you think, oh, that looks quite pretty, and then actually you then find what is the right piece, and it instantly just, you know, jumps off the page at you, and you think, no, that's the piece. Definitely that's the piece. So yeah, just going to try that, my favourite piece. Quite pretty, because I thought, oh, perhaps it mimics the, you know, this shape, but in the reverse. But I do really love this actually on that centre, I think. So yeah, and because it's my favourite piece, I think it's quite nice to make a statement having it in the centre. Let's try this one, shall we? Yeah. That was weird. I don't feel like I had as many pieces there as I thought just now. What about that one? Oh, that's quite nice on there. Yeah, this one is a very good colour match. It's got lots of the same colours. So I think probably this is the one. So I'm just going to tuck this, you know, just somewhere in that front section anyway. Yeah, I think this one looks good. Now I'm just going to glue that flower down because it's obviously got bent. So it looks a bit of a weird shape. Okay. Just checking what type of pocket this is. I think this was one of those Rachel pockets, but yeah, wanted to check it wasn't one that goes over the page or anything because I didn't want to glue it on in the wrong way. So probably like that. Now I will have a ruffle, I think, on this page of some sort, or we could have this pretty lace, which I just love this colour. So let's just run that down there, see how that looks. I mean, that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? Still don't know what to put down here. So we have this pretty flower. So this is just one of those junk journal flowers, which we've made these obviously in a mass make before. So, oh, I mean, that is quite a pretty page, isn't it? I mean, I'm picking up here, like obviously the lilac from here. I can't help but think actually that's possibly a little bit out there, and perhaps I need to pick up more of the pink instead. So yeah, perhaps I'm taking it too far with that. Let's just have a quick look. Oops, sorry, just dropping everything I touch now. Oh. Right, okay. Well, I do like this lace down here, so let's just cut this one out. Okay, and I'm just going to cut this down because it's quite a wide piece. You know, and the bulk of it's going to be hidden actually behind the pocket. So yeah, I'll just be a bit more economical really and keep, you know, cut the lace in half, and then I've got more lace to use for something else. So yeah, just being stingy really. So I'm just going to glue this down with my wet glue. And then I'll probably glue the pocket on with my hot glue, which will obviously, you know, secure this a bit more anyway. So, I mean, the wet glue does, you know, it does hold it fine. But it's just, it takes a little while to dry. So when I glue this pocket down, it's just going to kind of secure it pretty quickly because it's going to be over the top. So, although, having said that, I'm now thinking, because I've got the pocket in this side here, which is really fiddly to get hold of, unfortunately. I'm actually thinking I would have it glued down that way. Now I'm wondering whether I might put a tab on the side of that pocket, and the only reason is because it's actually pretty hard to access that pocket. That pocket is you know, because it's made from that envelope. Well, I don't know whether this is why, but yeah, it just seems hard to get hold of. So I'm just going to see what tabs I've got ready made. See if I've got a suitable one, because then that's just going to make it a little bit easier to pull that pocket out, or, you know, open that pocket. So, oh my goodness, come on. It's not quite the right colour. Okay, what about this one? Okay, let's try this. And as usual, we've got all these different bits, but not quite the piece that we actually would like to have or that we need. I mean, that's not too bad, to be honest. I don't mind it. Let me just have another quick look through. I've got that. Perhaps that's better. Although, I mean, do we think that picks up that skirt? I know it's a little bit more red than her skirt, but I don't think it's too awful, is it? Oh, let's just do that, shall we? Let's be a bit adventurous. So I'm going to glue this down here with the wet glue, just like on the inside of this pocket up here. And then the rest of it, I'm going to glue down with the hot glue, because then I can be nice and quick. So yeah, just pop it up there and then just open it out and just take my hot glue like that and just glue the whole thing together like that. Okie dokie. Right. And that way it's just made that pocket slightly easier to access. So, you know, if kind of it's hard to get to here, you can just go along to the tab and then access it like that. And, you know, it's just, yeah, just to make it easier, basically. So, right, let's put these tabs away. Okay. Okie dokie. Right. And I'm going to hot glue this down. So just on the 3 sides there, onto that facing page. So like that. Okay. Right. Like that. I mean, you know, I tend to do, like if the pocket's opening this side, i.e. here, on the actual pocket piece, then I tend to have it glued down as a pocket on the other side. You know, I don't know whether that's kind of a thing, but I feel like that's a thing for me, is because I don't want the 2 pockets there, because it feels pointless to me if they're both on the same side. So yeah, that's kind of just how I would personally do it. But like I said, I don't know whether that is a thing or whether that's just my thing. So feel free to ignore me. Right. Just having a quick look here to see what we're going to put. Now, I've got this flower. This is actually one of those Prima flowers that we did the altering of in the How To Botanical series. So we could have something like that. I could even ink it. I've got this purple, which I've just put away. I don't know whether this is going to look okay. It might be kind of like way too bright, but it doesn't matter because, you know, if it ruins the flower, I can always go over it with the gesso. So, yeah, just, you know, don't be kind of too afraid to muck about with things sometimes. Just going over that a little bit with the vintage photo. Not sure. Well, it's quite pretty, to be honest. I mean, it's definitely got sort of elements of both, you know, both the colours now, which is, you know, pretty and sort of interesting, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah, it just kind of adds a bit of interest to that. I'm not sure about this lace. Right, I'm going to go and quickly have a look in my ruffle jar, oops, and just see whether I've got any suitable coloured ruffles, because yeah, I'm thinking, you know, I'm not quite sure about that. So let me bring my ruffle jar in. Got a couple of jars of ruffles. So got this, which is just coffee dyed, you know, fabric. Oh, I have got this, which, how pretty is this fabric? I think this might have been sent to me in a Happy Mail, actually, if I recall. Yeah, I've got this funny feeling this was maybe sent to me in a Happy Mail. I'm so sorry. I do apologise if you sent that to me and you're thinking, oh, you know, how rude. You know, she can't remember. I'm so sorry. Honestly, I say to my children all the time, you know, please don't take offence. I mean, I can't remember, you know, what I did an hour ago. So, yeah, I really am not kind of meaning anything disrespectful if I don't remember things. It's just, yeah, I'm rubbish. Literally just rubbish at remembering anything and everything. I mean, I quite like this, the coffee dyed. I think is quite pretty. I've also got coffee dyed patterned ruffle. No, it's got the blue on it, which was all wrong, wasn't it? What else have I got? Oh, I've got this colour here. This is quite pretty, actually. Oh, I'm thinking we're going to have lots of different coloured ruffles in this journal. Yeah, it's looking like a bit of a sort of ruffly, you know, ruffly treat journal, isn't it? You know, we're going to have lots of fun with ruffles, I think. I'm not saying that for here, but yeah, I'm going to dig it out to keep it for another page. I've got this. Oh. Well, that's not too bad. Then we could just have that flower at the end, or we could have that ruffle up there and just the flower down there. That's quite pretty. Let me just see if I've got any other before I put this jar back. Yeah, definitely going to be using some of these ruffles in some of the other pages. So got this one, which this was some of my daughter's old dress, and I'd coffee dyed it and ruffled it. I mean, actually, I have to say, I'm just looking at it now thinking, how on earth did I ruffle that, you know, when it's so narrow? I must have got worse at my ability to actually do kind of small things, because many of my older ruffles, I noticed, are way more delicate than my more recent ones. So, yeah, my... oh, what would the word be? You know, my touch must have become even less delicate over time. So, yeah, you would have thought I would have actually improved, but no, I've actually obviously got worse. Worse over time. That now I'm totally incapable of anything remotely delicate. So, yeah. Right, okay. So, I have a variety of ruffles here now. I'm thinking this lilac looks very pretty. So, yeah, let's just cut some of these threads off. Okay. Because, I mean, oops, how good does that lilac look against those flowers? Really pretty, huh? Yeah, okay. So, I'm just going to take that down there. Okay. Oh, how gorgeous does that look? Really pretty, doesn't it? Yeah, okay, right, so let's get rid of those threads. Okie dokie. So, yep, let's just run a line of glue. Okay. I love how that looks. That's so gorgeous, isn't it? Just gorgeous. And then, yeah, maybe even have this little flower. Maybe at the end. Could even have it in the middle, but probably a bit weird. But oops, look, I've lost a butterfly under there. Goes to show, doesn't it? You know, things are just left to their own devices. They just disappear off all over the place, don't they? Right. Yeah, I think we're going to put that flower there. Now, what happened to that label that I was wondering about? So, oh, this is going to turn out the world's biggest journal. I can just tell already, to be honest, because I've only done this back page and I feel like it's bulked it out quite a bit. It's going to be one of those that, you know, I'm really going to just struggle to contain my pieces and sort of make them reasonably small, because everything's going to look really pretty, I think. So, right, let's put this little label up there. Okay, and then just check in Do we prefer the flower up there or down there? I think up there actually. Let's do it up there. Okay, so that is our first little layout in our flower fairy journal. So I just love how it looks. It's so super pretty, isn't it? Just, yeah, love how it looks. So I hope that you like it. Obviously, oops, so sorry for dropping that and making a horrible clanking noise across the desk. But yeah, I hope that you like our first layout. And yeah, I hope that you'll join me. Hopefully I'm going to come back and we're going to do quite a bit more of this together. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.